One mistake changed the world. What if that mistake had never been made? Bleach. In 1779 in France, chemist Louis Berthollet was working to invent a product that changed the color of fabrics. Louis accidentally mixed chlorine gas with water and created an interesting solution. He was shocked when he poured the solution on a colored garment. The dark-colored garment turned white. Louis named this solution Javel water. After a while, when its germ-killing properties were realized, it started to be produced and used as a cleaning product. Telephone. In 1876, the American inventor Alexander Graham Bell was conducting experiments in the laboratory with his assistant, Thomas Watson. One day, while working on the telegraph system, he accidentally spilled acid and frantically called out to his assistant in another room, "Mr. Watson, come here. I need you." Watson heard Bell's voice clearly over the voice communication telegraph in the other room. This proved that sound could be transmitted over electrical wires. Bell improved this device and soon after invented the first telephone. Röntgen. 1895, German physicist Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen made an important discovery by chance during his experiments with cathode rays. While working with a cathode tube in his dark laboratory, he noticed a brightness on the screen next to the tube. He thought this brightness was a light reflected from the cathode tube. Later, when he held a sheet of metal to the light, he realized that the rays passed through the metal. This made him think that these rays could also pass through the human body. To test this idea, Röntgen conducted an experiment on his wife's hand. In the image he obtained, he could clearly see all the bones of the hand. This accidental discovery marked the beginning of today's X-ray technology. Microwave oven. In 1945, while experimenting with radar technology, American engineer Percy Spencer noticed that the chocolate he carried in his pocket for a snack was melting. This made Spencer think that radar waves could increase the temperature of food. He then wondered if he could see the same effect on popcorn and conducted an experiment and saw that the popcorn exploded rapidly. After a while, he tried the egg and the egg exploded immediately. In 1947, microwave ovens entered our lives. The first microwave oven weighed about 750 pounds. VELCRO. In 1941, a Swiss engineer, Georges de Mestral, goes on a trip to the forest with his dog. When he returns home, he realizes that plant seeds are stuck to his and his dog's clothes. He wonders how this happened and examines the seeds under a microscope. During his investigations, he realizes that the hooks on the seeds hold tightly to the loops of the clothes when they come into contact with the clothes. This hooked structure gave de Mestral the idea of developing a material that would bond two surfaces together, and this discovery laid the foundation for today's VELCRO technology. Plastic. In 1907, American chemist Leo Baekeland was conducting experiments to produce a material that would increase the insulation in electrical materials. He used phenol and formaldehyde in his experiments. One day, while experimenting again, he forgot the mixture in the fire. When he remembered, he rushed to his experiment and was shocked by what he saw. The mixture had hardened and was extremely resistant to heat and chemicals. This material was much more durable than conventional materials and could be produced at low cost. It was an amnesia that changed Baekeland's life. Vulcanized rubber. In 1839, the American inventor Charles Goodyear was frantically experimenting to develop rubber, which was known at the time and was not very durable. Goodyear was experimenting with different chemicals to make rubber more durable. One day, Goodyear accidentally prepared a mixture containing sulfur and lead and accidentally poured it on the stove. While combining it with rubber, the mixture became harder, more elastic, and durable as a result of the heat of the stove. This discovery was used in various industries such as shoes, car tires, and hoses. Goodyear, which has become a brand today, takes its name from its inventor. Dynamite. In 1860, Swedish chemist and engineer Alfred Nobel was working on nitroglycerin, which was widely used in industry and construction. Nitroglycerin was highly dangerous and uncontrolled. Alfred Nobel struggled for a long time to change the situation, but he could not make any progress until he accidentally dropped his nitroglycerin into the soil. This soil was not ordinary soil. It contained diatoms, and these diatoms made nitroglycerin more stable and safe. And so, dynamite was was invented: red paint. In 1856, chemist William Henry Perkin was conducting experiments on quinine, which was used as a medicine for malaria. For a long time, Perkin could not make the drug he was looking for. One day, he prepared a mixture of chemicals, and the mixture underwent a chemical reaction and foamed and flowed onto the table. Trying to clean the table, Perkin noticed that this mixture, which met with water, gave a bright purple color. Purple was a very expensive color at that time. It was so expensive that no country could use the color purple on its flag. This color, which he obtained by chance, made him a fortune. Ice cream cone. In 1904, American waffle seller Ernest Hamwee invented the ice cream cone by wrapping the waffle in the shape of a cone to help his friend who was selling ice cream next to him but ran out of cones. Epilation device. While trying to make razors more effective, engineers accidentally installed the razor blades upside down. Instead of cutting, the razor blades began to pull the hairs from the root. In this way, the first hair removal device was invented. SACCHARIN. In 1879, the German chemist Constantin Fahlberg made history as the first person to become rich instead of eating without washing his hands and getting sick. Fahlberg was experimenting with coal tar derivatives. He worked long hours every day in the laboratory. One day, he went home late and had dinner. During the meal, he noticed a sweet taste in his hands and wondered where this taste came from. He hurried to his laboratory and tasted the chemicals he was working with. Thus, today's sweeteners were invented. Heart battery. In 1956, American engineer Wilson Greatbatch was working on a device to measure heartbeats. That day, Wilson accidentally put a resistor into the device that shouldn't be there. As a result of this mistake, the device began to produce regular signals. These signals mimicked the human heart rhythm. When Wilson realized this, he realized that he had invented a device that regulated the heart rhythm. This discovery led to the birth of the pacemaker. Teflon. In 1938, American chemist Roy Plunkett was working on gases in his laboratory. He noticed that gas was not coming out of one of the cooling tubes. When he cut the tube open, he realized that the gas had become solid and shiny. This substance was very resistant to heat. This accidental discovery was named TEFLON. Penicillin. In 1928, Scottish bacteriologist Alexander Fleming was doing research on bacteria in his laboratory. He had forgotten to clean the petri dishes he used to grow the bacteria when he went on holiday. When he returned from holiday, he found that some of the bacteria in the dishes had broken down, and there was a greenish substance on the top of the dish. As a result of his research, he learned that the mold substance could not live together with bacteria and named this mold substance penicillin. You've seen how one mistake can change the world. What other mistakes will change the world in the future? What do you think is next? If there are other topics that interest you, write them in the comments. Thank you for watching.